Time and again, I see a lot of people writing on social media posts or mentioning that they need help. They're going through a very difficult time right now. They don't know what to do about it. And below that, they also mention saying that, oh, I don't need a coach or a therapist or a healer. I just want suggestions from people in the group. What should I do? And where people write to them and people give their own advice. Now, of course, it's good to feel supported by the community, but the reason I made this video is for anyone and everyone who needs support. They are right now not willing to pay and they still want to feel better. What are the things they could do? So, if you are someone who is feeling extremely disappointed with life, you're feeling very helpless, very hopeless, ideally, this is a time where you can see an expert. But see, if you are someone who is having some limitations about finances, time, energy, all of that, this video is for you to have that ready reckoner. What you can do if you're feeling low, if you're feeling upset, if you're feeling hopeless, if you're feeling helpless. And also note that this video is not meant to substitute any medical advice if you're going through a mental health crisis. This video is just meant to support people who are looking to get the support without wanting to shell a single penny out of their pocket. But if you are watching this video and if you feel this video is really going to help you, you can please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It is free. You're not going to shell out any money for that. And through my YouTube channel or through my social media, I try to support people who are on the journey who want to first explore things before they really understand how human behavior works and work on themselves. So let us begin this video. And yes, watch this video till the end because I'm going to give you 11 tips to make sure that you feel better without wasting a single penny on any of the services. And also some of the things which you should not do if you're feeling hopeless, helpless in life. Hi, my name is Dr. Ashwini Chube. I am a life transformational coach, a manifestation coach, also an access consciousness bars facilitator, an NLP coach and a trainer. And I'm also a metaphysical and a spiritual teacher, Reiki Grandmaster with a PhD. Welcome to my channel and subscribe for more, and to keep knowing more about my work, log on to www.unicorninsight.com. Why is it that some people feel so stuck with life and they don't know what to do? Unfortunately, while we were growing up, while our generation was growing up, we were not taught how to regulate our emotions. We were not given the tools which can help us tide over obstacles in life. I feel our generation either did it all or did nothing. A lot of us only focused on academic success as the only measure of growth. We studied really hard, we graduated with really good grades, we got some great jobs, but we never really understood how to regulate your emotions when you are going through something difficult in the corporate scenario. Let's talk about family, children, women. Many women, they as soon as they turned 24 or 25, they got married off, and they were at such a young age they were given that whole responsibility on their shoulders to handle a house, to handle new set of people, to have children, to go through the physical, emotional, mental, the entire ups and downs of life. I know so many women even quit their jobs after becoming mothers. And now, after 7 years, 8 years, they feel so lost in life. And I think this video can help you no matter where you are. Or if you are a woman and you are feeling that, oh, I don't know what to do, I feel so lost in life, take this video as your first step to create your life in peace, to create your life on track. And then we can go and take the next steps. Now, why should you watch this video? Many times when we get up in the morning, we end up feeling so helpless, so lost. I'm a member of so many social media groups where I see women feeling so upset about their life, feeling disappointed with life, feeling so sad that things are not working the way they felt. And right now they have no one to guide them. They have their limited friend circle of, or some of them do not even have that. And honestly, when you talk to friends, not every time you are going to meet people who will understand you. They will try their best, they love you, they support you, but they may not be able to guide because they are struggling with their own life. I always compare this to your jumping in, say, a river or a lake of water, and everyone around you doesn't know how to swim. How will you rescue yourself? So, if this is the case with you, this is that tiny thing which you can do free of cost, sitting from the space of your home, or if you're watching it in your office or wherever you are. I want you to sit with a paper and pen, and I want you to take notes, because use this video is not just informative, it is very application oriented. If the 11 things which I'm sharing here with you, if you do all of them, or at least if you do 5 to 6 of them for at least 2 to 3 months, you will start seeing a shift in your life. Yes, because 15 years ago, when I was struggling with my own life, when I was feeling helpless, when I had no one around me to understand when I was going through a really difficult time, I started this way, because I realized that my friends around me would not understand me. Family would try to help, but they were not well equipped, because not everyone knows how to help you out of helplessness. Most of the people around you might mean well, but they don't have the right resources to help you understand. Most of the time, we are told that show that emotions, behave as if nothing happened, and be strong. No, that's not being strong. That is what we call as numbing yourself. And when you numb yourself over a period of time, you emotions, they just don't exit. They just don't. When you pretend that you are not sad and you are just trying to be strong, they don't go anywhere. The emotions stay within you, and over the period of years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they show up as aches, pains, different kinds of stiffness in your body, and in worst cases, even diseases. In fact, Louise Hay has written an entire book on how, if emotions are not treated, how when they stay unprocessed, how they create diseases in the body. And the book is You Can Heal Your Life. Please read that book. So emotions just don't go anywhere. They stay within you, they create problems, and they make your life difficult to live. Sometimes they make you difficult to move. Then there are aches, pains, and all aches, pains. Yes, each and every ache and pain which you are having in your body is because of some emotion which is stuck. And the earlier you understand this, the more you move towards what you call as the prevention of disease scenario. Because most of us only, in the reality which we live, people treat diseases only after they see symptoms. But what about preventive care? The first step to preventive care of any disease is addressing your emotions, addressing those toxic negative thoughts. Well, that too is later. Right now, if you're feeling that you're going through a lot of difficult times, let's start with the list of things you can do. So, these are the things which you can do sitting in your own house. You just maybe need an internet connection, a mobile phone or a laptop or a tab, and some good set of earphones. In addition, you would need a paper and pen. I always say that take notes. From since I started working on my emotions, like I said, 15 years ago, before I met my mentors and I started my journey into healing myself to become who I am today, I started this way. I did the same things. Also, when I started my journey, I never intended to become a life coach or a healer. I just wanted to use the tools to make me feel better, to make me feel a little unstuck, to give me a little hope about life. But well, this was my life path, and that's the reason I came in here. Your life path may not be of a life coach, or it may be. It all depends on you. But this video will help you first understand what you can do. So start taking notes. Number one, this is the easiest thing to do with a basic mobile phone and a basic quick headset of headphones and a good internet, and that is watch videos. I always tell people, if you're feeling negative, make sure that at least 1 hour every day, watch some kind of videos which are motivational. I often like to watch videos from Robin Sharma. I like to watch videos from Jack Canfield. I also like to watch videos of Dr. Wayne Dyer, my teacher Dinah Cooper. These videos have just helped me when I was going through difficult times. One of my ever favorite videos were regarding the law of attraction. The book The Secret is famous. We are going to come to the books in a bit. But there was also a movie which was made about The Secret. I had gotten the CD in 2008. I still remember watching that CD at least once every month after everyone would go to sleep, and I would plug in my earphones and watch that video. I was feeling so hopeless and stuck in life that I was really not understanding if that's going to help me. The only thing that it would do to me is I would feel better. And I used to watch that movie, The Secret. I'm not kidding. At least once a week. It's a 2.5 hour movie. Right now, it's on YouTube in Hindi. And I think it's also on Netflix. You need to just check. But the first thing you can do is watch videos. You can watch motivational videos of the authors I mentioned. I would also say that you can, watch videos, those small snippets of videos where they talk about some motivation. Someone has overcome some kind of obstacle and how they managed to do that. When you watch these videos, it creates that certain energy within you. When people do one-on-one coaching sessions with us, I give them one video to watch compulsorily every week. And they have to not just watch that video, but to analyze that and share it with me what they learned from the video. Anyway, so you can first start watching the video, and that is the first step to help you get out of negative thinking. Remember, you have to train your mind to start thinking different. Your brain has already created a neural pathway of negative thinking. It's a path, and you will naturally, by default, do negative thinking until you do something to break it, right? And to break that, watching videos day after day, every day, of something positive will break that pattern. So, step number one, take your phone, take a good set of earphones or headphones, watch those videos. If possible, take paper, pen, and take notes. That's the first thing you can do. Okay, before we even go there, I also want you to know that until you believe you can overcome this difficult situation, what you are in, nothing can help you. So, even if right now you do not see the light, trust that you will see the light if you do exactly what I have mentioned, I'm mentioning in this video. And if you have faith, it's going to work for you, it will work for you, right? So, first and foremost, keep that faith. That's the base of everything. Okay, so step number one was to watch videos. In addition to those videos of all the authors I mentioned, feel free to also watch videos from our channel. I've recorded some wonderful videos, and I always say the knowledge I have is not mine. It comes from the universe. It has come to me via my teachers, via my mentors, via all the study material I have studied, all the courses I have done with my teachers, everything that I have learned from them. And I'm just grateful to them that they shared this magical, transformational things with me, which I am able to share it with you. So if you feel that which videos to see, you can even see videos from our channel. Second one. Now, this is something I always tell people that it is the base of everything. Read books. So many of you will also tell me that I'm not a book person. I'm not a book reader. Well, I'm not telling you to read novels here. Read those books which talk about some kind of human growth. Unfortunately, a lot of people will say reading those books, they are just crap, don't read them. But I will tell you one thing. A lot of my inner healing happened when I started reading. And if you haven't yet started reading, it's because you may not have found your favorite genre. If you're not a book reader person, you can also listen to audiobooks. There are so many audiobooks available on YouTube for free. And if you want to take the next step, go to Audible and listen to audiobooks there. Books can really help you create a lot of change. Books which I recommend now, of course, I'm sure that is your next question. I always tell people to start reading with the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It's a very basic book with the law of attraction. You can also read books from Robin Sharma. He's always amazing. I also like reading Louise Hay's books because they're very healing. Louise Hay's books, You Can Heal Your Life, is really powerful. It's wonderful. So you can start reading those books. And there are some great authors. Just choose your genre. There is Dr. Wayne Dyer, there is Gabriel Bernstein. In fact, there is a beautiful book by Gabriel Bernstein, which says the universe has your back. And it's the principle with which I live my life. I think that book alone is such a healer book that it can really help you shift a lot. So that was your point number two. Your point number three. Now we live in a world where we often, I know a lot of people. Yesterday I met a friend who said that when I'm in sessions or when I'm watching this, I feel good. But when I reach my place of work, there is a lot of toxicity around me and I just don't know how to deal with that. And how do I, combat those energetic, lower energetic vibrations? So I will always say that on your way to work and on your way back, listen to podcasts. You could use any podcasting place like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or you could even listen to podcasts on YouTube. Now, what kind of podcasts do you want to listen? I want you to listen to the podcasts where they talk about growth, they talk about how to stop negative thinking, how to stop getting out of, toxicity. I particularly like Robin Sharma's channel. I'm again and again going to mention his name because I really feel he makes things very simple and very easy. I also like Gabriel Bernstein's Dear Gabby podcast. It's amazing. You can listen to our podcast, which is the Unicorn podcast by Dr. Ashwini Chube, yours truly. So, podcasts can really help you train your mind. So, what happens is we all have an inner voice, right? And over the period of time, that inner voice has been trained. Like I mentioned, if you have been feeling stuck of late, there are high chances your inner voice is of an inner critic, your inner voice is of someone who is constantly feeling negative and constantly feeling scared. You have to convert it into a voice of what we call as the voice of an inner cheerleader or the voice of a wise one. And when you listen to podcasts all the time, it can really help you change and shift that voice. So, well, listening to podcasts on your way to work, way back from work, or if you are in a job which does not really require you to face a client, you can also, if you're working on things, you can listen to the podcasts. It all depends on your job. So, that you will know best whether you can listen to podcasts while working. I do that a lot when I'm doing things like accounts or sending invoices or doing my weekly review for my clients and all of that. I listen to podcasts when I do that. Number four, and this always helps, the first 5 minutes when you wake up in the morning and the last 5 minutes when you go to bed are very powerful because that's the time your brain is shifting into the slower frequencies wherein you can program your mind. If you want to know more about this, you can watch my videos on how the mind works and how the mind can be programmed. But as point number four, I will say that do affirmations when you wake up in the morning and just before going to bed. Now, there are different ways of doing affirmations. One is you could listen to them. So you could just play affirmations on YouTube or Apple Music, or you can even, number two, you can record it in your voice and play them. Third, you can write affirmations in your diary or a journal. And fourth, and my favorite, look into the mirror, look into your eyes, and say affirmations. Now, how to make affirmations? Always make them in the present tense. So instead of saying, I will be rich, you can say, I am rich. Sometimes it might be difficult for your mind to believe that. Let's do something simple. If you always keep saying, I feel stuck, I'm feeling hopeless, I'm feeling helpless, instead of that, say that I'm on my way to recovery and I'm recovering with ease. I'm getting all the resources available all around me. The right people, the right situations just come directly to me. I am a magnet of positivity. I receive all the support from universe. You can say these affirmations when you look into the mirror. And you can also say things like, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that, and then you can say something you want. For example, if you are feeling stuck in terms of not having help or support around you, you can simply say, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm supported by everyone around me. My family supports me. My people around me are very positive. They encourage me. They are helping me. So keep saying that so that the right people come in your life and they help you get out of all of this. So affirmations are very powerful. Never use not in affirmations. So for example, I always say that our mind thinks in pictures. So if you're going to say, I'm not going to get traffic, the first thing you see is traffic. So rather say, I get empty roads every time I travel. And so do not use not, rather use it in a positive. Next, This is my personal favorite and it works every time. Just before you go to bed, take some lukewarm water, put some rock salt in it, or you can even put that jada namak. And if you don't have that, just you can buy from any kirana saman, or you can buy from, you can even buy online. So what I always tell people to do is take some salt, put it in lukewarm water, and dip your feet inside that. If you are really someone who likes aromas, you can even put drops of lavender essential oil or lemongrass essential oil. That will really help you. And for someone who is feeling very negative, I always tell put a pinch of coffee inside that. Now, when you dip your feet inside that, you keep saying that I'm now ready to release all the negativity within me, around me, which is impacting me. And I'm now ready to welcome magical possibilities into life. You can write this affirmation down, or you can even keep replaying this video. It's very easy to do this, but the only thing is you need to be consistent. I usually tell my clients or my students who are going through a very difficult time to do it at least for 7 days. If people are feeling very stuck, very hopeless, I tell them to do it for a month every day and put your feet in that for at least 10 minutes. Maybe put a 10-minute timer. After that 10 minutes are over, without touching, throw that water in the flush tank and just flush it away in the flush tank, in the sense in the toilet. Don't put it on the bathroom or in the wash basin. Just put it in the toilet and flush it off. I know someone who used to do this for 60 days and she was going through a very difficult period in life. And by the 45th day, she said that her life started completely changing miraculously and she never looked back. So, this is number 5, putting your feet in salt water. You can add a pinch of coffee to release any negativity. Coffee is coffee powder, of course. Number 6, now meditation is something which changes the way your brain works. Meditation is, many people believe it to be a spiritual practice, but studies have proven that meditation is science. It's scientifically proven that meditation is a science to train your brain. In fact, you will watch so many videos where there are some great authors like Dr. Joe Dispenza who talks about how meditation can change your brain frequency. So meditate at least every day for 30 minutes. Starting 30 minutes, do it for more. You don't need to do any particular thing. You could just focus on your breath, or you could even listen to meditations, guided meditations on YouTube or on some wonderful apps like Insight Timer. I always tell people that the more you meditate, the more you are calming your brain. It's like you're applying ointment on a wound. And when you start meditating regularly, it is proven that your brain frequency has started changing. And it also changes you at a cellular level. So you could use any of the meditations available. In addition to that, we also do weekly meditations on our YouTube channel every Thursday at 10 p.m. at night. So you could refer to any of those in the past, which we have already put up on our another channel, which is our meditation channel. I will share the link below this video and you can attend it live. People have told me that post those meditation, they have felt much calmer, and if they do it regularly, a lot changes for them. Okay, so now number 8, I always tell that do some kind of spiritual practice, whether it is connecting to God in the form you believe, whichever form it could be. It can really help you to overcome a lot of difficult things in life, because when you have faith in a higher power, it just helps. So for me, my personal routine, I read something like the Devi Kavacham, or I chant my prayers. I also do a little bit of angel therapy and my Reiki practice. So you could choose anything what you connect to, whichever faith you connect to, whichever God connect to, whichever form of God you connect to. I always tell my students that whatever you connect to and whatever you have faith in will work for you. So forget about what is right, what is wrong. Do what you connect to. So some kind of spiritual practice, including chanting. I always chant Sanskrit mantras because Sanskrit is a language of vibration, and I feel a sense of peace when I start chanting. So you could chant anything what you connect to. The next one. Now, this is something I tried and it has helped me immensely, which is journaling. Now, journaling is not just writing a diary, it is writing your thoughts in an organized way. I remember there was a time in 2016-17 when I was going through a very difficult time and I did not know what to do. I used to literally sit and I used to be so anxious that I would shake at times. I would be really that anxious. And fortunately, by that time, I had found my mentor and I would connect to her every week. And I started my learning journey and I was already practicing and I was also learning from my mentor. So at that time, I discovered journaling as my own practice where I would take a paper pen and I would write down my thoughts. So I would write down what is bothering me and tear it off. And I would write what I want in life, already expressing gratitude for it. And I would also do gratitude for the things I already have. So, for instance, I would say I'm so grateful to my mentor because she's helping me overcome whatever I'm going through. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my set of friends who support me. I'm grateful that I get to live with live in a house and get access to basic things. I would write gratitude about every single thing. There were days my gratitude list, daily gratitude list would go till 80 and 90, sometimes even 100. And I started doing it regularly. And I realized that once I started doing it, by the 10th day, I was completely free of that anxiety. And this was something which just changed the way I started thinking about things. So, journaling I divide into two parts: the dumping, where you vent it out, and the gratitude where you bring in the positivity. In addition to that, I always say use colors, use crayons, and decorate your journal and make it look beautiful. And I would also play music in the side, which is my next thing. Play music, listen to music that can really shift a lot for you. Studies have proven that when you listen to Hindustani classical music, especially the ragas, they can cater to every single emotion and they can really help you overcome. So you could get in touch with a music expert to know what you're going through and you can just listen to those music, those ragas. Please don't listen to sad songs. Listen to something which will help you feel better. And the next one, which is number 9, or is it number 8? I particularly say that I love crystals. So if you feel negative, holding a crystal or wearing crystals really helps. It has personally helped me on my journey. And I love the way crystals help you ground your energy. When you start wearing crystals, you will start feeling that change in your energy frequency. So, again, crystals are not superstitions, they are stones because scientifically everything has a frequency. And when you work with crystals, they over a period of time change your electromagnetic frequency. So there are multiple ways of finding crystals. You could find someone in your city who delivers crystals to your home. If you're watching this and if you would like us to send crystals to you, we send pan India and we make it at a very reasonable cost. We charge our crystals with Reiki and we energize them. So only if you feel guided to buy from us, no force, no compulsion. People ask me, can I buy crystals from Amazon? I will not be the best person to tell you because it depends on whom are you buying. There are some reliable sources who sell on Amazon, and there are some people who are also not sharing the most authentic one. So rather go for someone who sells authentic, otherwise you'll be wasting that money too. The next one, which is make sure you are focusing on your nutrition and supplements and drinking lots of water. Now, understand that sometimes you're feeling negative or you're feeling anxious because there could be some vitamin deficiencies or something going on. So maybe understand what are you eating properly? Are you eating nutritious food? Because a lot of people do not eat nutritious food. They only eat carbohydrates and they do not make sure that they eat proteins and vitamins and greens. Include a lot of greens and fresh fruits in your diet. Avoid canned foods. All of that will change the way your body will start functioning. Hydrate yourself, drink lots of water. Sometimes you're just thirsty and you feel you're anxious. So, of course, Make sure that you are hydrated very well. I always say that one of the most important reasons in determining your mental health is the quality of your sleep. Because when you sleep well, all the chemicals in your body are balanced. Whereas when you don't sleep well, the chemical imbalance starts happening. So, a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep is good for everyone. Make sure you sleep early, wake up early, but if not, make sure you at least have 6 to 7 hours of sleep. I always tell people that before you sleep, create a sleep routine, which means at least 1 hour before the sleep, no phone or no television or no social media or no OTT, and no food at least 3 hours before you sleep. So if you sleep at 10, your dinner should be at least at 7. But don't use that as an excuse. So if you're eating at 10, don't stay awake till 1 o'clock. Do it the other way, rather have your food early. If you work and if you are in office till 8 o'clock, you could probably carry a tiffin for your evening food, and after coming home you could have something light, but make sure you eat early so that you get a good sleep. Also avoid too much of blue light or the screen when you are just before you go to sleep. Dim the lights and preferably black your room out when you go to sleep, because that also helps you sleep well. So these were the 11 points about what you should do if you're feeling stuck. I'm also going to share something even more important than this, and this is what you should not do. And this is more important than what you should do, because if you're doing all of this right, but you are also doing what you shouldn't be doing, you will go back 4 steps and you will come back 1 step. So you will have a slower progress, and sometimes it might even sabotage you. So the first and most important, this is something which many people will feel shocked about. Don't talk about your problems to friends or family, right? Rather talk to someone who is an expert. And I'll tell you why. I'm not telling this to sell my services. Please note that. But this is my own experience. When I used to share my problems with friends and family, they meant very well for me, but they were not equipped and trained to give me the right solution or right advice. Because of which, after talking to friends and family, I would feel even more miserable. And I would self judge myself that there is something wrong with me. Now, no one meant ill for me. Please understand that. They all wanted to see me happy, they all wanted to see me better. But the advice which they were giving me came from a place of their own life's trajectory. Right? For example, if I feel I'm having difficult situation in a job, friends would tell me that yeah, almost of the corporates have negative outcome, attitude. The bosses are mean, and it's a toxic place, and you need to understand and just live with that. But that was not the solution. When I met my coach, I learned what you call as emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is where you know how to process your emotions after having a difficult time. So I started training myself and I realized that, wow, I wish I had met my mentor before. So when you try to get advice from friends and family, they are not the best equipped. So they might not be able to help you best, and it might make your problem even more complicated. I also see a lot of times people give random advice on social media posts. I would say that could not be the best, because as an expert, as a coach, as a therapist, you are trained in a different way to handle emotions differently. So I would rather say that if you're not ready to spend money on booking a coach or a therapist, go to some channels of people who are experts, see their credentials, and subscribe. And then the 11 things which I told you, do that. Start journaling too, because journaling will help you release a lot of stuck emotions. Rather than talking to them, don't do that, because that will create a lot of unnecessary advice, which might even hamper things. The second one, doom scrolling. When people are bored, when they are irritated, they just go to the phone and they just scroll. Does it help? No. What does it do? It makes your brain power shrink. Yeah. Because if you keep scrolling for 1 hour, you will not even realize what you watched. But all you will remember is that how just time left. People ask me, should I watch comedy things on television or OTT? Will that help? Of course, it's great. It's a temporary relief, but it's not a permanent solution because when you're feeling stuck in life, disappointed in life, where you feel people around you are not supportive and all of that, there is a deeper problem inside which you have to deal with. Watching something funny or all these things will only give you temporary relief, right? But you have to now train your brain. So you have to train your brain to create something different. And through the podcast, through reading books, through watching videos, you are creating a new neural pathway. The next one, which you should not do. So please don't take medicines without prescriptions from doctors and physicians, right? Like I mentioned in this video is not meant to be uh, an alternative or to replace any medical therapy. If you're going through a difficult mental health situation, please go and see a doctor. Do not take any medicines on Google. That's not how it works. Please see a doctor, talk to them. And by doctors, they are these, when I talk about physicians, these are either psychiatrists or any general practitioner doctor who can help you understand where you are going and they can redirect you to someone better. So please do not Google and self medicate because that can make your situation even worse. The next and most important, which is I always say, be aware of the people whom you know are not interested in your good. You may get an awareness and avoid those circles, avoid those groups. Avoid those groups where people talk negative or people make fun of you and they say, Are mazak. No, don't go for that. That can be very bad for your mental health. So choose your circle wisely. Be with people who honor, support you, and who really want to see you grow. Sometimes people want to be surrounded by people because they fear being alone, and that's the time they enter into friendships or relationships which do worse to them. So be aware of who is going to be for your best and who is not, and stay away from people who are bad for your mental health. Now, for let us do all of these things and let us avoid the next four which I mentioned to you. And if you do this for the next 3 months or so, by the end of the third month, you will see your life will be totally changed. And yes, I know some of you will be ready to take the next step and train themselves and train their mind to get out of this. If you're ready to do that, and if you're ready to take your practice to the next level, please, you can get in touch with me or with any coach, any healer who can help you. Please see their credentials. I always say the client is attracted to the coach which it's connected to their vibrations, which means you will always meet the right coach will resonate to. If you resonate with this video and if at later point of time you feel you want to connect to us, we could be your coach. And if you do not, probably you would have another coach. So allow your energy to align to whosoever would like to help you. But for now, if you're not ready to pay any money, if you're not ready to do anything, just simply follow these things and I'm sure just by doing this, you will see a lot of shifts in your life. Just below this video, I have shared a few links which have helped me and links to my own channels and my own videos. And for everything else, this video is going to help you. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helps you to feel a little hopeful. Like I said before, have faith that things will change and have faith that all the things which I told you work. See, they have worked for me. They have worked 100% for me. I come from a background where I was a banker before. I was in the financial services industry. And from there, I made a shift to being a coach because I realized this was my calling. But I know some of you have a calling to be maybe a corporate employee. Some of you have a calling to be an entrepreneur. And for some of you, you are still finding your calling. No matter where you are, this video will help you wherever you are in life and you will meet it exactly there you are. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, share, subscribe, and do comment on how you felt and what were your top 3 learnings from this video. This is Dr. Ashwini Chube saying thank you to each and every one of you. Have a blessed day and have a blessed life. Thank you.